Simone from Grey's Anatomy was dubbed the one-to-one to watch last week. Gray Sloane's top intern was labeled into one who'd better watch out on Thursday, since the arrogant jerk who got her expelled from her former residency program is the only one who should visit the hospital. The fact that Bailey was a huge fan of the man just made things worse, and yes, they might get worse. We'll talk about how Owen dealt with the truth about his night with Nora and how Griffith fared as you read on. When Our Love in the Ice Age started, Simone was horrified to learn that the famous surgeon she and Bailey would be working with to save Gabby, a patient with pancreatic cancer, was Joseph Chase, guest star Craig Bierko, the former mentor and nemesis whose neglect of a previous black patient she'd clocked. Cut to Griffith's termination. It turned out that Simone's and Richard's perceptions of the haughty doctor were accurate during the procedure. Only because Chase threw up his hands and quit if he wasn't going to obtain a good result, even with a patient lying open on the table, did his revolutionary study seem groundbreaking. Bailey warned Chase, "Oh no, when there's the door," more angry than disillusioned. Make use of it. To perform the miracle Gabby required, she and Simone then summoned Richard and Lucas as reinforcements. Weber then consoled Bailey, who was determined to punish herself for having trusted Chase's snake oil. And she, not Chase, had demonstrated that there was, in fact, cause for belief. When the D-bag departed Gray Sloane, Simone attempted to confront him, but his enormous ego deflected all criticism. He also went back and made fun of Bailey in addition to Griffith. The nerve. Simone, of course, did not cry over what might have happened in Baltimore. Ain't I found the right area in the end? Teddy faced facts, or she acknowledged that she didn't want an open marriage after all, while she and Owen were tending to a poor man who had fallen on an ice pick. Nice, her spouse said. Me too. Change was worth a try. Nevertheless, root row. Altman only had to hear that to conclude that Hunt had, made an attempt. Teddy didn't want to bring up the fact that Owen had slept with someone else after the couple's patient had away. However, he reassured her at the end of the episode that everything would be fine. But was it? Was it true? In other news, Lincoln Winston straightened out a patient's leg that had become so crooked that it looked like a comma. Blue understood that it would take time to recover from the agony of losing Molly again, but he was motivated by the patient's need to commemorate his deceased brother. In order to avoid the resident having to redo his first year, Richard also consented to argue Lucas's case before Catherine. Catherine is a rather immovable thing, so I couldn't fathom what good it would do. However, we shall see. How did you feel about the show? Yes, it zipped along. I could understand Teddy's anger at the idea of Owen dating someone else, but, well, it had been her